Welcome back, guys. I'm Ivan. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all the cars I've collected throughout the years. Now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this outfit, you've probably never seen me wearing this outfit. It's actually one of my original outfits when I first started the game. I believe I made this outfit when I was level 1, so it is one of the first ones I ever made, and I still keep it around just to remember what I used to look like when I first started playing GTA 5 online, to see where I came from. But now let's check out all the vehicles. You guys have noticed how my cars are organized. I keep the newest at the very bottom and the oldest on top that I still really like. And here we go. Here's the first car, the Anis Silvestra. It's a brand new vehicle that came out just a day ago. It's actually really cool. If you guys haven't seen the review on it, I actually did make a review on this vehicle. I really do like the exposed turbos on top. Really awesome. I'll give you another walk around this vehicle. Looks nice overall. We have our overflawed. This car is really awesome. A lot of people say it looks like a Ferrari Enzo. It looks really cool overall. I made mine white and red. But there we go. There's the overflawed. And right here, here's my Vision. I believe the Grotti. Yes, there we go. This car is really awesome too. Made it red. Now, the bottom floor, I think most of these cars are over 2 million, so they are a little bit pricey. Except for the Cyclone. I believe the Cyclone is around 1.4, maybe 1.6. It's around there. It's not over 2 million. The Cyclone actually looks really awesome too. This is the fastest car I've actually tested on a straight line. After a certain distance, it does start to get slow, but that's because it's an electric vehicle. And by far, the best sounding vehicle has to be the Ocelot XA21. You can actually hear the cracks and pops when the car actually downshifts, so that's really awesome. This is the best sounding car in my opinion. If you guys haven't driven this thing is awesome. I'm going to invite one of my friends because I think he's been wanting to play with me and I actually haven't got to him, so... We have the Vigilante. No idea why I really have the Vigilante in here. I hardly ever use it now. It is a really cool vehicle still. If you guys haven't bought it, it is really fun to use. The only downside of the Vigilante is that it doesn't take any explosives. So with one RPG or any homing missile, the vehicle is destroyed. So that's kind of the downfall. And if you're wondering what this color is, I mixed chrome with my crew color and I got this weird chrome green color right here. I haven't seen too many Vigilantes with this color, so that's why I made it like this. But let's go check out the second floor. Now this is the Grotti Turismo. I tried to make this car look like the Ferrari F40 and I think I got close to it. Now of course I think I might have overdone it on the wheels and those mirrors are gold, but I tried to make the Turismo to my liking. So there we go. There's a Grotti Turismo Classic. I like the engine in the back that's actually exposed. But let's check out the next vehicle. And here's the Grotti Cheetah Classic, another awesome car. The engine actually looks identical to the Turismo Classic. They still are really awesome vehicles to drive around. And right here we have the Progen GP1. Now if you don't know what the Progen GP1 is based on, it's supposed to be a McLaren F1, so it is really awesome. It would have been even more awesome if you could actually have the seat right in the middle of the cockpit like the real McLaren F1, but it doesn't. I actually forgot to show you all the doors on the other vehicles, but there's that. Now the next one is the Hijack Ruston. This is another awesome vehicle that I like to use every now and then, just because a lot of people don't actually buy this vehicle and I'm guessing don't even know about it. They might actually just pass through it and think it's not cool. In my opinion, this is one of the best cars to actually drive in first person. Let me actually get in it so you guys can see. I like the speedometer or the cluster because it's actually digital. And as you can see, the first car that you actually don't have to go down to see your miles per hour in a better view. I think the cockpit overall looks really awesome. My friend actually just jumped in too. It's really simple. You really don't have a windshield. One of my best cars to drive around. But there we go. There's the Hijack Ruston. And right here I have the Nero Custom, which this is based off the Bugatti, the newest Bugatti. But this car looks awesome overall. I really don't use it that much anymore because it isn't the fastest, but it still looks really cool. You don't really see too many people with this vehicle anymore either. A reason why I really do like this vehicle is the interior of this vehicle right here. It actually looks really awesome. So here we go. Here's the interior. As you can see, it's actually really well detailed. It actually does have a mini digital display right in the middle, but the gauges are physical, so that is really awesome. The interior is really nice. You can actually add a roll cage. So there we go. There's the Nero. And I do actually like the exhaust right in the middle, right in the back. Really do like that. But there we go. Let's go to the next vehicle. The next one is a Professor Comet Retro Custom. Now this is a really awesome vehicle right here. Now this is supposed to be like the 911 Porsche, and overall it looked really awesome. This is the wide body. I put those really wide fenders on it, and this is actually a Benny custom vehicle. So let's check out the interior of this bad boy real fast too. Now as you guys can see on this vehicle, you actually do have to duck down to actually see how fast you're going, but you can't really see the numbers accurately, so that's why you have to duck down. And that's why I like the hijack Rustin a lot. But overall, this vehicle is still really awesome. You actually do have a lot of carbon fiber, a lot of buttons in here, really awesome. A lot of customization you can actually do in Benny Customs vehicles. But let's check out the next vehicle. And here we go. The next one is the Debauchee Spectre Custom, another of Benny's custom vehicles, another really awesome wide body vehicle, one of my favorites. And you guys are about to see why. So let's check out the interior of this car. Now, in this vehicle, the reason why I love it, there is so much carbon fiber. There's just a lot of carbon fiber everywhere. The doors, the whole dash, even the driver door. Oh, this car is just amazing in my opinion. I love this car. Even though it's not the fastest, I love driving this car in first person. Now, I know there's some other vehicles that you can add a lot of carbon fiber, but this is my best vehicle. But there we go. Let's go around this vehicle one more time. Now let's go to the third floor. And here we go. Here's the first vehicle. The first one on the third floor is a Tempesta, which a lot of people do say it looks like a Lamborghini. I agree. I really don't know which Lamborghini this is based off because it's a whole mixture of a bunch of them. But here we go. I really do like the color of this vehicle. Let's go inside of the Tempesta to see the interior. But here we go. The Tempesta is actually really basic. There's really not much to it. A bit of carbon fiber. The seats actually look kind of cool. The doors are plain. You can actually add a roll cage. Now, one thing I actually don't really like about this vehicle is the cluster or the speedometer. You really can't see it that well. So that's kind of a bad thing. This vehicle isn't that well detailed in here, so it's kind of plain. I really don't drive this car in first person. And I think I actually left that antenna on top because the antenna makes it look kind of like an RC car. But there we go. Here's the Tempesta. Now, whenever I drive the Tempesta, a lot of people say this car looks awesome. I'm guessing because it's this gray color with yellow. It really does look awesome in my opinion as well. And the next vehicle we have is the Progen Italy GTB Custom. This car is a race car, and that is for sure. Check this vehicle out. I really do like the exhaust on this vehicle. And it is one of the lowest vehicles and smallest ones I think we've actually gotten in the game. Let's actually go inside of it. There we go. As you guys can see, this is another great vehicle to actually drive in first person. The only downfall, as you guys can see, the windshield isn't that big and the roll cage actually gets in the way. Now, if I do remove the roll cage, it's actually much easier to drive in first person, but the visibility in here isn't the best, as you guys can see. But I do like the cluster. It is digital and it is easy to read. The steering wheel isn't in the way like many other vehicles that blocks your speed. But this vehicle looks awesome overall interior wise. And there we go. But yeah, guys, that's the Italy GTB Custom. Really awesome vehicle right here. Let's go around it one more time. And right here, this is actually one of the first cars I made. One of my first supercars that I ever bought, the Progen T20. Now, this vehicle is just all gold out with, I believe, secondary color ultra blue. But let's check out the interior of this vehicle. There's not much to this. I'm sure you guys have seen this vehicle everywhere. But just in case you haven't seen the interior, I really do love this vehicle too because it is quite fast. And I do like the speedometer right in the middle. That's easy enough to read. Nothing's in the way of that. Carbon fiber in the back. Really basic interior right here. But plain and simple and easy enough to read. But there we go, guys. There is the Progen T20, which this is based off the McLaren P1. And the spoiler does go up in case you haven't seen it, but this is an old car, so I'm sure you have seen this. You guys have noticed how my cars are organized. I keep the newest at the very bottom and the oldest on top that I still really like. And here's the next vehicle, the Zentorno. Everybody has actually bought this vehicle in my opinion because this was one of the best supercars when the game was still kind of new. One of the best vehicles, the fastest, and it's all-wheel drive, so it has really good traction. And whenever I drive this vehicle, a lot of people do love this vehicle too. I really do like it too. I believe this is brushed silver with red accents all around, and I really do like the back of it. Now, if you guys can see those holes on the back of the Zentorno, that looks a lot like the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, and the wing in the back of the Zentorno reminds me a lot of the Lamborghini Veneno, even though the Veneno, I believe, just has one line right in the middle of the back of the vehicle. It actually still reminds me a lot of the Veneno, but this car overall is still a win, and that's why I keep it in my garage. Now, if you haven't seen the interior of the Zentorno, I'll go inside of it, but I'm sure you have seen this vehicle before. But just in case you haven't, there we go. Let's check out the back. It's full carbon. The seats look really nice. Carbon fiber on the doors. Another good thing about this vehicle is the speedometer is really easy to read. Nothing's blocking the speedometer, so really nice. But basic interior, I think one of the smallest radios I've seen so far. But let's get it out of the Zentorno now. Now here's the next vehicle, the Grotti Turismo R. We saw the classic. This is actually the original one that looks really awesome. In my opinion, this is one of the best looking cars in the game. And as you guys just saw, I can actually walk on top of this vehicle because of how low it is. The front end is really low, so you can actually just walk on top of this vehicle without having to jump on it. But there we go. Let's check out the interior of this car. This vehicle isn't used that much online. I hardly ever see people using this vehicle online. But let's check out the interior. Really awesome. It's a little bit hard to read the bottom numbers, but you never hit above 140 in this car. As far as I remember, I never hit above 140. The seats are really awesome. You can actually see the engine on this vehicle if you look back. But let's get out of the Grotti Turismo R. As you guys have been seeing, and I just noticed, I have a lot of Grotti vehicles in my garage. Now this car, if you guys don't know, it is based off the Ferrari F12. That's another reason why I bought this car. This is the only hatchback supercar I've seen, so that's why I still have it, and it looks really awesome in red. I like the wheels. I love everything about this car. Too bad that we actually couldn't fit people on the back seats because it is a hatchback and it has 4 seats. Let's jump inside of it in case you haven't seen this vehicle. A lot of people forget about this vehicle just because nobody uses it, and it's not really the best vehicle, but it is all-wheel drive, and I believe this car does go under sports cars, even though it's not a sports car, because in real life it's a Ferrari F12, and that's the supercar because it has a V12, and it really has a lot of good performance in real life. And the game, it's alright. It's not the best, but it does really well as a sports car in GTA 5 Online. The interior, as you guys can see, it actually is pretty plain, but it's simple, it's nice, nothing too much, nothing over the top. Easy enough to drive. You have a lot of great visibility in here if you drive in first person. Now the last car in our first garage where I have all my supercars is the Ocelot Penetrator. This is another awesome vehicle. To be honest, this reminds me a lot of an old Jaguar racing car. The reason why I actually keep it in my garage is because I can actually see the engine. One of the longest vehicles. To be honest, I think this actually might be longer than the X80 Proto, and it is a white car. It looks cool overall, and I never see this rolling around in the streets. A lot of people don't use it. And here's the interior of the Ocelot. You can actually see the engine on this one, and it looks really awesome. The doors are really plain. They are kind of faded, not really well detailed in here. Now let's get out of the Ocelot, and I believe we checked every car now. And now I'll just go down floor by floor and show you all the cars real fast. Here's the second floor. Now let's go to the last floor. Alright, and now here's the first floor where we first started. And yeah guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Tell me down below in the comments, from all the vehicles you just saw, which vehicle was your favorite? Tell me down below in the comments. It's going to be much appreciated. And yeah, if you guys like the video, give that video a thumbs up. If you're new and haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Share the video with a friend. It really does help me out. But as always, have a good day, have a good night, stay golden, and I'll see you on the next video. Adios.